Yes. Is it working? Yes, it is working. Yes, you have to live up to this. This example is good. No matter how much they hug or try, the lovers cannot fuse together to become one. And still, in delusion, we say, what we say? Two bodies, one soul. So, two bodies, one soul. So, as long as I feel that I am the body, I cannot find oneness. I cannot find oneness. But why we say that in Eastern wisdom? Because whatever is constantly changing, whatever is constantly changing, they cannot become one. Because the moment yesterday from today, first false I was yesterday, second false I is today. It cannot change. It cannot change. And when it cannot change, then what happens? The two cannot become one. So, in everyday affair, you wake up in the morning, it's a bad morning. So, okay, let me become aware of the mind which has this thought, it's a bad morning. This is only a thought. Thought occurs in the mind, and I am not the mind. And then see what happens to the mind. Yes, sometime where we are deeply attached, one reason. Where we are deeply attached, you have to repeat it again and again, so that you can move to the next step of clarity. Okay, I know that. Oh, this is what it is. First step is obviously the awareness or the presence, whatever we say. So I recognize, recognition. You have already studied in modern psychology. In science, we use a different word than a common language, and we think that this is something great. Whether you say cognition or recognition, it is the same thing. We use cognitive behavior therapy. Come on, recognition therapy. So, fortunately, I studied modern psychology, so I know what is this. So no matter how you rightly said, how much they hug or try, lovers cannot fuse together to become one. No matter what is the most important thought. Thought is always separate from me. So this is reflection part. So you have to make your intellect active. No, I cannot improve myself. No. This is also a thought. I will improve myself. Let me start. Do you see that? Mind says, I cannot improve myself. Now come on, this is also a thought, and this is not me. Now let me start fresh. This is what the self-awareness is. So the first thing that I told you, that by repeated these impressions over the years in our current life, demands that I should repeat it again and again. Don't get discouraged. Don't get upset. That is how we rise in awareness. That is how I also evolve. Second reason is that according to Eastern wisdom, we see that we have prarabdha. Prarabdha means the impressions carried out from the previous life. I don't know previous life, whether there is a previous life or not. We already have a very wrong perception about it without inquiring into it. So why a person feels allergic and others feel normal? No, it is because of your DNA. Okay, then who put the some impression in the DNA that you should be allergic and I should not be? You have to follow the cause and effect relationship. Simply saying and leaving in the between, it does not work. So, okay, that DNA contains these impressions. From where these impressions have come? From parents. Okay, and then their parents, then their parents, then their parents. You don't find the answer in science. You don't find the answer. So you reach to the highest, oh, the first parent. From where the first parent has come? Your grandfather and then their grandfather and their, from where the first parent has come. So we, Eastern wisdom made it simple. How it made it simple? You think today's is your today's birth and you are accumulating those impressions. You are creating an impression of the Eastern wisdom by attending this session. Now the tomorrow comes. The tomorrow has carried forward today's impression. So today is one birth, tomorrow is the another birth. So we don't say that, don't go back to detail of birth and rebirth of the body. So that is how second reason is being that we carry forward those impressions, and those impressions of attachment and delusion again forces us to return to lack of awareness. First step is poise, presence and awareness. So basically lack of awareness. So I have to return again and again. Mind, what you were thinking, where are you going, what is the thought. So I have to, if I ask more and more, it will help me. One option. Second option, that before the practice of poise at home, you do lot of breathing, maybe 5 minutes of breathing, just breathing, and you do it, you relax completely, and then you follow the poise. Higher practice is the first one. Secondary practice is that you are doing the breathing. You are going for a secondary cause. In science also, the primary cause of this disease is this. And then there are secondary causes, sedentary lifestyle. Now, if your heart attack, sedentary lifestyle, and then we say eating too much of fat. So these are the secondary causes. And you have inherited the heart disease, so then there is a chance, so they are the primary causes. So same way, the secondary cause is that you do the breathing, or you can hammer the mantra. Yes, okay, this thought is constantly agitating me, mentally. Shanti. You just do it for 5 minutes and stop it and just check. Is it okay? I have the impression of that thought, but that thought is not compelling me. Done. But we have to repeat it again and again. When you do it, repeat again and again, the life has to change. I changed a lot over the last almost 50 years, and I'm still evolving. Why not anyone? These principles are relevant to everyone. An example of attachment is mind wandering to a girl. Yes, I gave you that example. Mind focuses on one cute and beautiful girl to the exclusion of millions of others. That is a perfect example of attachment. Why I say this girl is cute and beautiful? Why I want to be with her? Because of attachment. In spite of the fact that millions of girls are cute, but this guy has changed a lot. Now he has changed, and he instantly picks up his mind. He said, no more. He was telling me last week that his mind said, oh, no more. This is going to be the fourth cute and beautiful girl. No more. So everyone evolves in their own way. The more and more you reflect, you will find it. You rightly said, while I am in a class, I can substitute the last E, embody peace for the content of the lecture. Yes, answer is yes. Once you discover that space, then what you discover the space, where what to put into the space. Okay, what the teacher is saying. Finished. So again, your mind is distracted. Bring it back. What the teacher is saying. That is your mantra. That is your mantra. But it will take some time. You have to repeat the practice, and gradually you reach to that state of awareness. Rightly said. This week was slightly better than last week. Yeah, slightly better. It means a progress. I'm still doing the P.O.I.S.E throughout the day and think my awareness is slightly improving. Yes. There may be side effects of medication you are taking. There may be other causes. We are not going there. We are focused on that we can improve. If we are a human being, we have an intellect, we have a self-awareness, anyone and everyone can improve. I remember a story, very good story. His name, our Eastern wisdom, it's a 10,000 years old tradition. So you can remember perfect example of extreme lack of self-awareness. I'm using the term extreme lack of self-awareness, whose name is Kalidas. He contributed he's also known as the Shakespeare of India. Anyhow, so Kalidas. First, you see the beauty of the Eastern wisdom. Kali. There are two syllables. Kali Das. The suffix means servant, and Kali means the goddess. So, servant of the goddess. That was his name. So, previously his name was something else. But later on, when he got awakening, his name was Kalidas. So one example of extreme lack of awareness was in his story says that he climbed on a tree. He was sitting on the branch of a tree with an axe, and he was hammering the axe on the same branch of a tree on which he was sitting. Did you understand? He climbed on a tree, he was hanging on the branch of a tree with an axe, and he was cutting the same branch on which he was sitting. So obviously, if you are putting the axe on the same branch of a tree, you will fall and die. That is an extreme case of lack of self-awareness. That I am not able to observe. These thoughts are coming into my mind. I get totally obsessed with that thought. You know, a perfect example in split personality. On split, I become two. It is because of the thought associated with the feeling and emotion. So many people saw him and they brought him down. He said, no, don't cut the branch of a tree. And then they told that, what the heck you are doing? And then he did practice meditation for a couple of years, and he reached to a higher state of awakening. He contributed a great literature with the masses of these teachings. Kalidas. So what I'm saying, as far as we are human beings, we have a self-awareness. we lack self-awareness, that is a different thing. It can be retrieved, it can be gained. So slightly better, no. Slightly better, no. It is too much better. It is too much better. So now see, let us follow the simple practice. Yeah, it is better to do with eyes closed. Eyes closed. So when you close your eyes, it is always good to remind yourself of being three states, place, position, just casually, place, position, and posture, being comfortable, and being carefree. And return to the first letter of the P.O.I.S.E, the presence. Presence means awareness. Awareness means that I notice the thoughts are coming and going. Also P. P means what? I become aware what is going on in my mind. Means what is going on in the mind. So what will go? Just pay attention. What will exactly go? Either the thoughts or feeling or emotions in the form of sensations. So what I'm doing, I'm not doing anything. I'm just observing. I'm just observing. Is observing doing something? If the mind says that I'm doing something while observing, then the false I has taken over. That you will learn as we progress. Observing, I'm doing is the feeling. No, I'm not doing anything. How come you're not doing anything? It is like the traffic. You watch on the highway, your eyes are open. So by default you see it. By default you see it. That is what the self-awareness is. So first thing we have understood what exactly P stands for. In a way, you just watch. I can say you just observe, or I can say you feel, or I can say you know. What you know? Oh, the thoughts are going on. No problem. Let it go. Feeling, emotions are there. Oh, let it go. What is going to happen? What will happen? It will raise your awareness. It will raise your awareness. Sometimes, even common communication and living in day to day. Hey, don't do this, do this. Oh, don't step. Don't step on the, oh, there is a bird there. Don't step over. So, you see that we instantly become aware. This is what we are talking of the presence. It will raise. So, anytime, anywhere, in any location, with anyone, you simply give a, if I say give a shock to the mind by the word poise. Whether you say poise, or you can say Om Shanti, or you can say let there be peace, whatever works. Nothing to worry about. You have to customize this practice by yourself. How? By contemplation. Customize the practice by regular contemplation, reflection, and awareness. I'm making it so simple. So you're just watching. Again, I'm saying you are watching, you are observing, you are feeling, You are knowing what? The content of the mind. Content of the mind is what? It may be a thought. Don't create like and dislike. Just watch it. Thought, feeling, or sensation. Okay. You see that the mind distracts easily, and I want to use that word today. The distraction is useful for the mind and also harmful for the mind. What you say, it is useful? Yes, it is useful. Distraction is useful? Yes. See, your mind is distracted to a class, and then you remember you are attending my session, one distraction has taken place. So has that distraction has brought your mind to the practice again. This is what the self-awareness. You have to listen to this again and again. You will grasp it experientially. So that in that way the distraction is useful. But if the distraction you are attending my session and your mind went to the class, and from the class it went to the girl, and from that distraction is harmful. But the distraction in the mind that you are aware of a thought, okay, you are aware of a thought, then you have a feeling on the thighs, for example, I'm just giving. Then you have a sensation on the head, so you are aware of all that. It is not harmful, it is you are aware of all that. So we get caught in this problem. So don't build any ego, just casually practice. So you have a thought, you have a feeling, you have emotions, no thought is coming. So that is the first step. Second step is the recognition. Cognition. In Eastern wisdom, we say it is a discernment of the intellect. At a beginner's level, in the first step also, the self-awareness is also a job of an intellect. So there we still say it is mind. We will go deeper as we progress. So, but here recognition is by intellect, and that recognition by intellect also means the discernment. Discernment means what? Separation. Separation means what? Separation means what? We are going for cause and effect relationship. That is the beauty of the Eastern wisdom. That's very scientific. Oh, separation means what? A thought of anxiety. Very good. Thought of anxiety. So the intellect says, this is a thought. This is a thought. Thought contains anxiety. The word anxiety. I am not the thought. I am not the anxiety. That is you separate it. You see the separation. Oh, the thought says you are upset. Okay, thought says you are upset. Okay, first recognition. Ah, this is the thought. Thought contains upset. I am not the thought. I am not upset. I am not the thought. I am not upset. So the second and the third step. So now you see, first we will go this. In the second step, the step P is included. Naturally, you need not to worry about because you are aware of the thought, feeling, emotions, you know them, and then you move to the recognition. They both go together. So even you have a thought of the stress, okay, thank you. You can even say mind, thank you. Ah, you have a mind, you have a thought of stress, very good. So this is only a thought. I'm not the thought. Thought contains the word stress. I'm not in stress. I'm not the stress. I'm not the thought of anxiety. So the moment you say it, you drop into W. W is witness. Witness means what? Witness means you are standing across a road and watching the traffic. That is another example of a witness. It is the same thing, witness in a court. In a court of law. So what the witness, a witness in the court of law means that witness is neither in favor or against the accused. Favor or against the accused. It is neutral. That is what the witness is. Why it is neutral? Why we have to experience that so-called neutral? It brings the freedom from attachment. Freedom from attachment. You are not attached. You can say, yes, you are cute and beautiful. You are attached and you say you are cute and beautiful. Both the statement with or without attachment triggers different emotions and feelings. But when I'm neutral, freedom from attachment, that is the witness. That is the witness. Here, our ego, delusion will force you to return to the attachment or delusion or identification. We need a repetition. We need a repetition. So again, understand in the step 3 includes step 1 and the step 2. Without recognition and self-awareness, you cannot witness. Witness must have something. What is something? Thoughts are going on, I'm in anxiety, I'm not that. You have already cleared. You cleared, you are in a witness state. And then witness state creates a space. I have to see. So now see, understand that witness, yes, I said simply, witness is a space. It is always there. Because of lack of self-awareness, we miss it. We miss it. This is what you are saying to me when you said, I improved little bit and I'm still doing the P.O.I.S.E throughout the day and think my awareness is slightly improving. And then you said, I'm still having intermittent difficulties. That is the point. You still, why I have intermittent difficulties? It is because of in difficulties because of lack of awareness. The mind, because of mind jumped to lack of awareness. This is what happens. Because if there is a self-awareness, then I know, then I follow the second step and the third step and I reach to the space. Yes, I could. But why there is a space? Why we talk of this space? Why we talk of this space? You have already answered. Two lovers, how close they hug, there is always a space. If the thought and I do not have a space between, then no thought can ever leave my mind. Leave, it means it is changing, and it means they left, it means there is a space. So that becoming aware of the space is attention. Oh, aware of the space is attention. That is how the Eastern, yes. First follow each and every step clearly, and then you see, oh, that awareness of the space is attention. And then attention in the class or Om Shanti can do it easily. Oh, that space, Om Shanti. Om Shanti, yes. Oh. Or return to the class. That very space is the attention. You need not even to think that I am paying attention to the... Yes, in the beginning you can say that, but otherwise you don't need that. The time comes you don't need that. There is a natural, very space brings your attention back. Why? Why? You have to listen to why. I have been explaining you why what. So why? Right? There is a space only. Space is emptiness. Mind is not distracted. Mind is not going anywhere. So when it is not going anywhere, that is attention. In modern psychology, the ego comes and ego says, no, you have to pay attention. So that false I, that apparent I says, okay, now I am paying attention to the talk. You need not even to say that. You are just in the place of attention, and that is what I said. You superimpose peace into that space. Yes, now another part, another thing that we need to understand. I said P.O.I.S.E. E. I said, the E, embody. So why I said that you drop. So modern psychology has little bit of understanding. We say it's the substitution principle. Substitution principle. We substitute. If we have a negative thought, we should have a positive thought. But here we don't have any negative thought. We have a space. And there we drop Om Shanti. You have a space, you are already in the class, you are already attentive. Finished. This is what I want to convey to you. Okay, this is what you are saying. This is what you are saying. E. P.O.I.S.E. P.O.I.S.E. And I remember my women teacher in a class in a college. She has a big ego, and she said, keep silent. So when she used to say that, almost majority of us used to keep our index finger on our both the lips. But internally, we are laughing. Mind is distracted. Why? Because of the lack of self-awareness. For example, many examples can be given. So you are just check again, awareness, presence, awareness. You know, awareness, P means you know the thought is there, feeling is there, emotion is there, no thought is there, no emotion is there, both are okay. You know. When you know, it means you recognize. When you recognize, you witness. When you witness, there is a space. Witness means witness is neither in favor of the accused nor against it. So, nor in favor, not against it means, I recognize this space. Finished. So, even the 4 steps are okay, but the 5th one I created, it is because of recognizing in the beginning by regular practice and dropping the Om Shanti during the day, when you are walking, when you are talking to someone. Someone says, "Oh, Dylan, you are crazy." And you find the space and you say Om Shanti. So your response will be, "I'm more crazy than you think." No reaction at all. We have to discover that state. When you discover that state, now open your eyes. How are you?
A lot of wandering. School, girls, stuff like that.
School and girls and teacher. But let it come and go. What I told you, distraction, when the distraction is harmful and when the distraction is useful. No, let me just go to the restroom and come back. This distraction is natural. It is not, but it is a distraction. I am writing something and my mind goes back to something else. That is a harmful distraction because there is no continuity of writing. So you recognize, oh yes, my mind was wandering to the school. Okay, my mind is wandering, this is not me. This is not me. So first, don't get upset if the mind is wandering. How it is wandering? By a thought, feeling and emotion. So in the second step, you simply recognize this is not me. Instantly you recognize this is not me, the mind will not press you and that you are wandering. But if you do not recognize it instantly, oh, it's wandering, let it wander, let me continue the practice. Now you have missed it. Are you getting it? P.O.I.S.E, awareness, your compass, this is the foundational step. It is about bringing your attention to your inner landscape. Another way to understand. Just as a compass helps you to know where you are, awareness helps you identify what is truly happening in your mind. What is happening in my mind? There are a lot of thoughts. Oh, a lot of thoughts. I'm aware. My mind is wandering. I got it. Are you getting it? I am aware that my mind is wandering. I am not aware that my mind is wandering. That is the problem. So that is what the P is. Analyze it. The step directly challenges our default mode of mind, default setting of the mind. Default setting of the mind can think of anything and even, and so I'm not aware, I get carried away by one thought. I sit in the living room, start the channel, and then with the remote, I start changing the channel. Then I take a cup of tea and I come back and I feel that tired and I lie down. This is lack of awareness. You stay at one place, presence is there, presence is there, presence is there, and you feel that my mind has lot of thoughts. It switches on from one thought to the other. You are okay. You know, mind is wandering. Mind, that thought is not translating into an action, is the key. That is why in meditation we say don't move the body. What is very important is so that way you are practicing it. So check it. How many thoughts are being repeated this week? Just note it down. So you will know the cause hidden in the mind, and we will remove that cause. Just check it. How many times, oh, my mind went to, for example, my mind went to that cute and beautiful girl 5 times today, 6 times today. It is being repeated. Oh, it means this repetition of the thought is the problem. Then I can figure out what are the thoughts of distraction which is causing the problem. And then we can move ahead. So now you have done the second step, because throughout the week, second step is the recognition. Recognition is your shield. I recognize mind. Why you are going there? Yes, you are going there. Thought is there. Once aware, the step is about clearly identifying what you are observing. First step is just first step is the presence and self-awareness. Second is that what I'm observing, and starting and stating that you are separate from it. Recognition means that I know the thoughts are repeating and I know they are separate from it. So let's say you have millions of thoughts. You have applied the second step. They are separate from me. Let me have millions of thoughts. Who cares? I'm free. It may be a thought of anxiety, a feeling of frustration, a memory of regret, then powerfully affirm. But I'm not, none of this. That is what we are recognizing. I'm not the thought. So when I recognize that I'm not the thought, let millions of thoughts come and go. Are you getting it? I'm not. I'm not my neighbor. So what I have to do with my neighbor? This is where the crucial act of detachment truly begins. I'm not. Detachment. No identification. Now it had come, I became aware, I recognized they are separate, finished. Oh, the same thought again, and I see its repetition. That is the witness part. You come, I'm okay. You don't come, I'm okay. Witness. Third. So my friend, don't worry even if the thought comes. Thought No thought takes you away from your self-awareness. You are okay. Any good or bad thought takes you away. You lack thinking, you lack awareness. That is harmful. So, with awareness and recognition in place, you now simply witness or observe the thoughts or feeling, like watching clouds drift across the sky. You just imagine clouds are coming and going, the sky does not change. That is a witness. So the thoughts are coming and going, the space behind it is not changing. You have moved to the fourth step. You already naturally moved to the fourth step. There is no need to grasp onto them, analyze them. Don't analyze them excessively. Ah, it's okay. Thank you. This deepens your detachment. This is basically a state of dispassion, what we say. We are going to study in Tattva Bodha. We are laying the same foundation. Oh, state of dispassion is there. And when you are in a state of dispassion, the joy cannot go away from you. The peace cannot go away from you. Calmness cannot go away. And then the fourth step, the space, your infinite. That space is the infinite canvas. I gave one example of the master, another master, which is who teaches very high principles of Eastern wisdom, and the text is known as the Panchdashi. He gives one example of that. What example? Such a beautiful example. Have you seen the painters? They have a canvas. On canvas, they paint. So, first, they get the canvas from the shop. They stretch it and fix the wooden fixture all around so that it is straight. But before that, they put the starch so that it is very straight and plain. Then they painted the mountain. They painted the mountain. They painted the river. They painted you and me. Beautiful painting. What we say, it's a beautiful painting. But the very nature of the canvas did not change. Canvas is still the canvas. Are you getting it what I'm saying? Canvas remains the same. Canvas did not change. I don't see the canvas. I see the painting. I see the mountain. I see the colors. I see the people. But the very canvas, it does not change. That is what the space in our mind is, from where the spirituality begins. That space deeper inside never changes. It is like the canvas. We paint one thought. Now I'm explaining that example. You paint another thought. One thought you say it is distraction. The second thought you say it is not. Both are colors. Why you worry? Don't worry. Don't get concerned. With the recognition that they both are thoughts. One mountain is one thought, river is another thought, tree is another thought, cute and beautiful girl is fourth thought, and so on. But the canvas did not change. This is what the master is saying. There is a space that is not affected, impacted, becomes impure by any of these thought process, thought, feeling, emotions, etc. Nothing changes. When you live into that space and you say Om Shanti or you don't say during the class, you already have that attention. Another example, you enter into a dark room. Well, and go into that dark room, let me know who is there. Come on, you already go into the dark room. So it's totally darkness, and you return. You say there is no one. Who reported me that there is no one? I reported. So you were there. There is no one. But you were there. That is how you reported me that there is no one in that dark room. That is the space. Oh, I don't want to confuse you, but the entire journey of the Eastern wisdom wants our mind to look within. When you look within, that is where you find the space. When you keep looking outside, mind will say you are distracted. Mind will say I had good thought. Mind will say I have bad thought. Mind will say I have a lack of concentration. When the mind looks inside, there is only one. Let me give you another example. Examples help, these metaphors and examples helps. Imagine life's challenges as a dense fog. Without clear compass, you feel lost by every gust of wind. Now bring the P.O.I.S.E. method is that the inner compass, a reliable guide rooted in Eastern wisdom. It doesn't clear the fog for you. Pay attention. It doesn't clear the thoughts for you, but it teaches you how to read your bearings. It's very easy. Find your true north. Compass means that it always points to the north. Dense fog, it does not remove the fog. Fog is there, thought will come and it will go. Thought does not stay permanently in our mind. Even if I'm attached to it, it stays temporary. You love someone, you are attached to someone, doesn't mean that you are constantly, your mind is over, no, I'm attached. No, you have other things to do. The P.O.I.S.E. method points you inside to the north. That is the main thing. The P.O.I.S.E. method raises your level of awareness, and you see the thoughts are coming and going. Oh, you have nothing to do, you are free. That is what it is. So it is the depth of the presence. That is what the P is. It makes you free from the self-judgment. Self-judgment is saying, I have a lot of thoughts, my mind is wandering. Self-judgment. So come and go, finished. Why to worry? So freedom from the self-judgment, it also makes you free from the attachment. It makes you free from the attachments, you move into the witness. After the witness, you have a poise. Huh? I just explain in different way. The presence. Just you say the poise, presence, observer, you investigate a space and embody. So that investigation leads you to the state of the witness. Presence means what? Am I present? The mind looks there. Mind looks, yes, I am present. How do you know that you have a presence? I am listening to you and understanding you. What is this state? That is what the self-awareness is. Normal, yes. Observer, own your observer. Own my observer means the observer is separate. So how I have to say in the beginning, you say it by thought. Oh, I am so clumsy. No, no, no. This is only a thought. Nothing to do with me. A thought of clumsiness, but I am not clumsy. A thought of clumsiness, but I am not clumsy. I am the one observing this thought. I am an observer. Oh, I investigate the flow. What is investigate the flow? You investigate it is impermanent, it is temporary. So when you experience it as temporary, basically it is a witness. And then you find the space. You find the space. Say, for example, when the anger arises, instead of reacting immediately, pause, investigate the flow. What you are doing, you are witnessing. Notice how the anger builds, where you feel in your body, then observe how it naturally begins to subside if you don't feed it. You don't feed it, you are a witness. You are not in favor or against that. That is why I use the term witness. Basically, it is investigate the flow. I investigate the flow. It is like watching a wave crest and then recedes. I'm trying to go deeper into this P.O.I.S.E so that it makes indelible impression in your mind. And then S is the space, the vast awareness. Imagine you are on a busy airport. The noise, the crowds, they are all happening in the space of an airport. They are all happening in the space of the airport. But the airport itself remains vast and unaffected. Do you see that the more people are there, the space increases? If the less people, the space contracts? No. That is the space present in our mind. That space, I will tell you some. Don't get confused. I don't want to confuse you. I'll tell you what is this space later, but just now, space is there, and E, embody the peace. Or you say Om Shanti. Now you have seen the space, you are aware of the space. Think of another, that the airport is full of noise, thousands of people there. Your attention is on the space of the airport. Nothing disturbs you. A lot of people coming and going. Even they touch your body and they leave, and you are fully absorbed into the space. Nothing happens. Is it not? Nothing happens. So just in this week, follow this and do the, yes, you have started doing the practice, so apply this in your daily life, in your relationship, or you just have a thought. You wake up in the morning, let me apply it. P.O.I.S.E, I woke up in the morning. I'm going to talk to this boy and a girl. Let me apply the P.O.I.S.E. So that will help you to raise your awareness, and then you apply the P.O.I.S.E, and then you see what happens.